Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
Hey, is your favorite Wednesday voice talking to you on a Tuesday. This is Billy Procida, and you're listening to the Man Whore Podcast. If I'm talking to you on a Tuesday, it must mean that there is now a free bonus episode available to you exclusively on Patreon. Yup, and this month's free bonus guest is Roxanne. Yeah, you know Roxanne. You know her from episode 180, The Oral Sex Auditions. And if you haven't listened to the Oral Sex Auditions, stop right now, go find it and listen to it. It's a fan favorite. It's a doozy. To keep a long story short, or to remind some of you, my sexually frustrated friend Roxanne was having trouble finding a guy good at eating pussy, so I held auditions. Yup. And so we wanted to reminisce about what that experience was like and what went down afterwards. And if you want to hear the full thing, it is available right now for free on Patreon. There's even a link in the show notes to make your lives that much easier. And if you end up liking that one, hey, I drop a free one of these every month, in addition to over 100 bonus episodes available behind the paywall on Patreon. Are you starting to get the idea? There's a whole slew of rewards and bonus content available at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast, okay? So enjoy this teaser. Go check out the full bonus ep. And then I'll see you again tomorrow with my guest this week, Jen Wright, author of the new book, We Came First. But, for now, let's go ahead and catch up with Roxanne. That's not the melody. I know. Porno Jim. Look, I know he's good, but I had no idea that y'all even started dating until randomly you showed up to something and it was like, well, yeah, we've been going out. And it's like, oh, it went really well. So tell us a bit about that.
So, okay, Jim is 100% sweetheart, and he's not just good, Billy. He's honed his craft. I will say this. Porno Jim has honed his craft to a T. Like, I don't think there's a woman on earth he couldn't get
it's
to
a
orgasm.
T because actually that's his method. He just traces the letter T over and over again.
I don't know. There's something he does. I'm like, what the fuck was that? But he was an awesome guy, and we did date. It wasn't
for like a while.
For quite a few months.
It was a significant length of time.
Yes. And I guess it was also, I think, for me, it was like I was having fun, and dating him is fun. And obviously it's full of sex and like good conversations, and it's awesome. But it was also, there is one fundamental, very big difference between us. He is polyamorous and I'm monogamous. Mm-hmm. And there were definitely times, I think for him, he was just like, no, you could definitely be poly. You're so open-minded and sexual. And I'm like, no, I am. But that's just the way I am. Like, especially like when I'm single, I'm like, let's go have some fun. But at the end of the day, for me, a relationship, I put so much effort into my relationships that I couldn't imagine doing it for more than one person. Like, I entertained the idea of polyamory, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. I remember like asking you about that, and it seemed like you were giving it the college try.
Somewhat, yeah. Like, it was, and again, I really enjoyed spending time with Jim, but it was also like, oh my God, to get another boyfriend, I'm exhausted just going to work and like seeing Jim once or twice a week and then doing my usual stuff. I was just like, and then if he got a girlfriend, I know my jealousy would ramp up in two seconds.
Did he have other girlfriends while you dated? He surely had other sexual partners while you dated.
Because even though we were like dating, we weren't dating monogamously or anything like that. It was like, for me, it was like having fun dating.
Were you jealous of those women?
No.
Or was it a little more out of sight, out of mind?
Out of sight, out of mind. And also because for me, we didn't put like the titles, like if I'm just casually dating somebody and we haven't like established anything, I don't have the right to be like, oh, how dare you? But even like, you're dating Porno Jim, who is very open and honest from the very second you meet him, who he is, what he's about. He's not going to like hook up with you and be like, oh, by the way, I also happen to be polyamorous. You're like one of 7. He's not that dude.
Okay.
So it was just one of those things where I'm like, no. And it was also one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I have zero jealousy. So I don't even know if that's like something, because I don't picture him as like a super long-term down the road like relationship. And for me, I know that if it became like that little switch, then it would be like, why are you talking to her? Who is she? What's going on there? And I don't know. I don't say it's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes jealousy can be a fun thing in monogamous relationships. Be like, that's when you can dress up as another woman, put on a red wig, and be like, hey, what's up?
You do you, boo.
I always do. But, Jim was a sweetheart, and I really like enjoyed my time with him. And, ladies, I highly, highly recommend him for multiple reasons.
Yeah, he's a guy you can Google.
Yes,
you can find him. I'm pretty sure he would say you can randomly hit him up.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah. In the way that I guess some people do. I've been getting people hitting me up on Reddit recently.
Really?
Yeah, because like another one of those like success stories started making the rounds on there. Someone wrote about me like a month ago, and I've had like in the last month like 3 or 4 total strangers on Reddit message me being like, "Hi, can I sit on your face too? It seems like you're not bad at it." And I was like, wow. Literally, someone PM'd me last week and was like, you must get this all the time, but, I'm going to be coming in for a weekend, and as anxious I can get some of the you/Funny Billy Pro muff diving experience. My username is Funny Billy Pro. Of course, so that's what's tagged on it. And I'm just like, oh God, that's so embarrassing, but fine.
Did you meet any of them?
I've met up with women like who have contacted me randomly, not because I put an ad up. The one who wrote the last success story was someone who hit me up randomly just because she knew she was coming into New York or something. But no, the woman from last weekend didn't work out. I got sick, and then when I went to go tell her, she had deleted her account. So she took Hillary's advice too seriously. But yeah, no, it is interesting. Like the concept of a referral, it's almost like a dream of mine. To be referred, to refer you? And I've been pretty close. Like it's essentially already happened with like the Reddit stuff, where like I get these strangers like throughout the year hit me up saying, "I've read about you. Can I try?" But I think the step above that is to have like a sexual or romantic partner of mine, actually refer me to a friend.
Have you ever asked any of the ones you've interviewed?
Well, I mean, I usually interview the exes.
But
the idea of like I will jokingly throw it out there if someone insists on telling me how good I am at oral, I will eventually just say, tell your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you want to keep saying this, like I'm just going to tell you, like spread the good cheer. It is the holiday season after all. Want to hear the full thing? Check out the link in the show notes of this teaser episode right now so you can hear the whole thing over at patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. And if you don't want to miss the monthly free bonus episode, click the follow button, make the quickest profile ever made, no credit card required, and you'll get emailed every month when you got new content available to you for free. One more time, you go to Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Click follow. It's free to do, and it's awesome for you. Rhyming. I'm out.